Welcome to Sage Audio. Today let's look at the top 10 vocal plugins. But first, if you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. Lifeline Expanse by Excite Audio. For this video, let's look at some more unique, lesser discussed plugins that work great on vocals, and also let me know some of your favorites in the comments. Now first up we have the Lifeline Expanse, which offers 5 different modules that can be easily rearranged. Now they include saturation, speaker emulation, reverb, stereo imaging, and digital format emulation. Now if we open up the advanced section, we can determine how much of the effect is included on each frequency range. I find this works well for creative effects after the vocal has been equalized and compressed to control the response and the dynamics. So let's take a listen to the plugin and cycle through some of the vocal presets, since it's an easier way of seeing what the plugin can do.
If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good. If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good.
Dual Delay X by UVI. This is a great delay plugin for multiple instrument types, but I find it particularly useful for vocals since it has a delay ducker built into it. In other words, I can compress the delay whenever the vocal's transient is present, ensuring the effect doesn't make the vocals sound washed out. The various effects included, like the timing, the modulation, delay rotation, frequency shaping, and more, make it really versatile, but the ducker makes it a great option for vocals. Let's take a listen.
If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good. If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good.
If you're enjoying the video, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It's free and it helps us bring you more videos. PSP Infinistrip by PSP AudioWare. This plugin lets you stack multiple forms of processing, but with zero latency, meaning it's not going to negatively impact the vocal's transients. Now another reason that I like this plugin for vocals is that I can cycle through various modules, like preamps from various eras, without changing any of my settings. Now this way I can quickly find what type of compression, EQ, or emulation works best for the vocal that I'm processing. Let's take a listen to a strip being enabled.
If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good. If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good.
Wires by AudioThing. I included this plugin since it creates a sound like no other plugin that I've come across. Now by emulating the first iteration of reel-to-reel recorders, we can achieve a truly unique sound. Additionally, I like that the effect can be as subtle as well with the wet dry. Also, whereas most emulations include things like noise, wow and flutter, and so on, I think it's great that this one also gives us impulse responses of the device's microphone and speaker. Let's take a listen and let me know if this is a plugin that you'd like to try for a unique effect on your vocals.
If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good. If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good.
CLA Vocals by Waves Audio. I used to really not like this plugin if I'm being honest, but then I realized that to use it properly, it really needs to stand alone and not be combined with other effects. Now if used by itself, I think it's a perfect plugin for newer engineers due to how simple it makes processing. With 6 sliders and the 3 modes respective to each slider, it's pretty easy to create a vocal that gets close to a finished sound. So if you want a quick way to mix vocals, I'd recommend checking this one out. Let's take a listen to it.
If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good. If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good.
Oxford Reverb by Sonix Oxford. This plugin doesn't get too much attention, but in my opinion, it's the best reverb plugin for achieving both huge vocal sounds and emulations of classic reverb hardware. It's incredibly versatile, giving you a lot of control over the early reflections and the reverb tail. The EQ section is definitely helpful, and I particularly like the graphic representation of each delay tap, its amplitude, and its positioning time-wise. So let's take a listen to some huge vocal reverb effects, and also check out some of the hardware emulation.
If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good. If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good.
Soothe 2 by Oak Sound. I talk about this plugin a lot, but it really is one of my favorites. It dynamically attenuates resonances, resulting in a much more balanced vocal. The EQ occurs before the effect, so we could use it to drive specific frequencies into the multiband compression. For example, I could de-ess by driving sibilants into the processor, or use a more broadband approach and balance the full performance. The sidechain option is also great if you want to balance the signal that you're affecting based on the signal of another track or instrument group. Let's take a listen to how the vocal sounds more balanced and slightly clearer.
If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good. If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good.
If you're enjoying the channel, use the search box to watch more of our videos. Boost by Ursa DSP. Boost is a comprehensive maximizer that lets you increase a vocal's detail by emphasizing quieter aspects of the signal. Whereas most upward processors or maximizers have limited functionality, I like how I could introduce look ahead to capture even more detail and introduce either drive or transient expansion. Not being able to affect the attack and release of the upward processing is also unique and helps to minimize distortion or include it if that's the sound that you're going for. Let's take a listen and notice how the vocal is pushed closer to the listener.
If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good. If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good.
Weiss DS by Softtube. Now, this is by far my favorite de-esser since I can barely hear it working, even when I'm attenuating a fair amount. Now, the front display makes it easy to quickly attenuate sibilants, but if you want to fine-tune the compression, you could do so in the settings. Now, most of the functions you won't be able to find in another de-esser, so that makes it both versatile and incredibly transparent. Let's take a listen with higher levels of attenuation, and notice that we won't hear unwanted artifacts or coloration.
If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good. If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good.
Vocal Bender by Waves Audio. This plugin works great for BGVs or any vocal that you want to have a creative sound. Now we can control the pitch and the formant in a way that introduces little artifacts or phase cancellation. Then we can flatten the vocal to a specific note for a cool effect. Modulation, sequencing, amplitude, control of the attack and release, and pitch smoothing add to its versatility. So let's take a listen to it with the vocal flattened to E, and then shift the semitones to change the flattened note.
If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good. If I could set you free, you know I would. Wish I could take the bad and make it good.
If you have a mix that you need mastered, send it to us to receive a free mastered sample of it with the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching.